The hadith is from narrated Usama, and the Prophet ﷺ said, I stood at the gate of paradise and saw that the majority of the people who entered it were the poor, while the wealthy were stopped at the gate for their accounts. But the companions of the fire were ordered to be taken to the fire. Then I stood at the gate of the fire and saw that the majority of those who entered it were women. Could Hazur kindly explain that?
Please.
Yeah, can I have the book? هذه الأخت تسأل عن تعليق حضرة أمير المؤمنين عن هذا الحديث النبوي الشريف ونصه كالآتي: حدثنا مسدد حدثنا إسماعيل أخبرنا التيمي عن أبي عثمان عن أسامة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: قمت على باب الجنة فكان عامة من دخلها المساكين وأصحاب الجد محبوسون، غير أن أصحاب النار قد أمر بهم إلى النار، وقمت على باب النار فإذا عامة من دخلها النساء.
This is a tradition taken from Al-Bukhari, which is supposed to contain all the hadiths which are trustworthy, not from the point of view of their subject, but only from the point of view of the line of narration. If they are narrated by such people against whom the scholars have not taken objection, they are the best hadiths. But later work of the scholars on Bukhari itself has proved that although it may not have come to the notice of Hazrat Imam Bukhari, there were certainly some people among the narrators whose environment was suspicious. Some who could not have narrated this, and so on and so forth. So great work has been carried out by Muslim scholars on the line of narrations. Many ahadiths of Bukhari from that point of view have been injured by the latest research. But the most important thing which I find applicable to this situation is the subject matter. If the subject matter has an internal evidence that it has to be from the Quran and from the Holy Prophet, then whether the narrators are weak or strong, it's irrelevant. If the subject matter itself is suspicious, where somebody may have introduced his own views in the name of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then the whole hadith will be questionable because of the internal conflict of the subject. You understand the point? I believe that this hadith is questionable from that point of view. Number one, for Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to say that I will be standing by the gate of hell is totally contradicted by the Holy Quran. It says that the people, the heavenly people, will not even hear the hissing of the hell, hissing sound of the hell, or whatever sound you describe it by, they will not hear it. So for Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to go and stand by the gate of the hell is absolutely unacceptable. Somebody must have been prejudiced against women. And as such, he might have mentioned. Again, the contrast is not correct. The contrast is between modest people and those who are rich and big-headed. This is the normal contrast we find in the Quran, in the sayings of Jesus Christ, etc., and also in the Hadith. People who are meek and humble as against those who are high-headed and thick-headed. So this contrast does not stand here. But in other ahadith, we find only the subject of women being in majority in the hell discussed completely in a different context. Many places in the Quran indicate that some people will occupy the hell in larger number than others. For instance, the blue-eyed people have been mentioned in the Quran. They will largely occupy because they belong to the perverted form of Christianity mostly. So it is not their possessing blue eyes which causes them to go to hell. It is because mostly it will be the blue-eyed people who will follow the perverted form of Christianity. So sometimes the reason given seems to be different, but if you go deeper into it and search the background, you'll find that the real reason is different. Similarly, when women are mentioned to overwhelm men in heaven, it is also mentioned there that because they are mostly ungrateful. And that reason is true. I have noticed this. Some women send me their complaints against their husbands. They have lived with them for 20 years or so and have benefited from whatever they earned and everything was first class. But when they married someone else, suddenly they forgot all that the benefits they had drawn from their marriage, all the goodness of the person, and began telling me the stories that this used to happen, this used to happen, this used to happen. This is sheer ingratitude. To forget all the good past and sacrifice it to the altar of some discrepancies which were introduced later on, or some misbehavior attributed to the husband. And they go on spreading this, their version of the ugliness or cruelty of the husband, all in the society, throughout in the society. This practice is not found in men, or if found, very rarely found. So the Holy Quran speaks of this, the gratitude to Allah, as an attitude which also be true in relation to mankind, in relation to parents. To be grateful is an attitude which continues. Whether the context changes or not, it does not matter. Now I draw your attention to the fact that the person who is ungrateful to Allah is the same as who is ungrateful to people. This was said by Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Man yashkurin nasa, man lam yashkurin nasa, lam yashkurillah. Such people who do not show their gratitude to people, humans, Allah's servants, they are the ones who do not show their gratitude to Allah. So the ultimate reason is their being ungrateful to Allah. You understand? And they are exposed by their ingratitude to people. This is the meaning of that hadith, which I believe to be correct. But somebody has connected maybe these two hadiths together out of his sense of vengeance against women.